Friends, put your hands together for Kate Trower!
I'm 11-ish, and I'm sneaking into my older brother's bedroom for something very coveted, very rare, Penthouse magazines. I'd had a relationship with this particular stash of magazines about yay tall since he had been given them as a birthday present when he turned 18 by a neighbor. On this particular day, I had a very specific goal in mind. I was gonna cultivate a few of my favorite magazines, put them in a backpack with my beach towel. It was orange and red and had lovely sunflower designs on it. And I was gonna take them out into the woods, and I was gonna have my first orgasm. And I'd had a relationship with these magazines for a while. I had kind of explored a little reading of the Penthouse letters section, or Penthouse forum, I believe. And these are reader contributions of flights of fantasy and you'll never guess what happened to me last weekend, Penthouse. And I found them to be by far the best source of sexual education material that I had yet found. So I had this idea that with a few suggestions from some of the stories that I would be successful in my quest for an orgasm. And I found my spot in the woods and I flicked out my towel and got comfortable, which was a little difficult to do because sometimes I like to be on my stomach and kind of grind against things because it was easier to turn the pages that way. You could use both hands, but then the stories were more about like touching myself, and I had definitely tried that before and enjoyed it. I just hadn't ever taken it far enough to achieve this apparently amazing climax or explosion of throbbing or any number of things that were described in these stories. So I eventually start to get my wrist tired enough that I think that I'm getting close. And I have the moment where all of the sensation fades away and the throbs start to subside, and there's one word kind of echoing through my mind. Wait, 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 wait. Wait. This is not a new sensation. Somehow, I was reproducing the way I used to feel all the time when I was playing around on the playground at school, climbing the jungle gym, or swinging around on the swing set, or trying to climb the end of the swing set that had these angled, we would race each other to the top, and I was not particularly fast. Because on the way, I would be overcome with this amazing sensation. So my 11-year-old brain is just going, wait a minute, this is not what I expected to be feeling right now. Not the least of which was a whole lot of disappointment that this new experience that I was promised is not gonna be delivered, that I was just gonna have to come to grips with that. And then all of this baggage of, and you've been apparently orgasming all over school for most of your memory. And I had even tried to get a few kids to like get on the Tingles wagon with me. When I was much younger, and it was an experiment that didn't last very long. I could just tell that they weren't as into the game as I was, or didn't understand the rules, or whatever. But I hadn't thought about that until this moment when apparently this was going on, and I didn't know what to do with it. Being highly logical, even at 11, the first thing I needed to do was confirm my suspicions. So I looked around for some trees that I could maybe use the way that I used to climb the jungle gym, and all of the trees are like Doug fir saplings. And I'm gonna get covered in pitch. So I take the towel off the ground and I wrap it around a tree, and I start to do the thing that used to cause these great sensations to happen and have an even larger orgasm than I apparently just had when I tried to have my first one, which also just confused me. But I definitely came down on the side of like, this is something you've experienced before. And right on the cusp of that realization was some fear, because this didn't seem normal to me. And I had already kind of been dealing with some things. I didn't have the words for them at the time, but being a tomboy, being younger than the rest of my class because I had skipped a grade, and a parent who worked at the school, and the school being small, the words were xenophobia and homophobia and transphobia. And I had been bullied a lot in my young time, and this just seemed like another thing that someone might find out about me and use to slur me or tease me, make me feel uncomfortable. And that was an uncomfortable place to be. But I also started to hear this voice in the back of my head as I slowly started to walk home. And it was a voice telling me that it's gonna be all right, that I don't have to tell anybody this secret if I don't want to. Nobody can use it against me if they don't know it. And it's actually pretty cool that I've been coming my whole life, because apparently some people never feel this way ever. Or some people struggle to feel that way, or some people need the right guy to touch them in the right way. None of that made sense to me. So I was kind of coming to terms with my newfound old relationship with orgasms. And that voice still whispers to me today, and I feel a lifelong journey of self-acceptance. And I'm still also chasing the perfect orgasm.